We are underway. Bruce Thornton in that point guard role. A lot of usage for him a season ago. Coming off an excellent game, 26 points on Monday. Christoph Tilley, transfer from Santa Clara, gets it back, pumps because he can shoot it out there at 7 feet. A foul called on the baseline to be a blocking call.
And you said it, Tilley, not known for his three-point jump shot, but Coach Diebler wants him shooting threes and driving downhill, getting to the basket like you see here. And a little bit of movement there, down underneath, causing that block. Tilley will be aggressive all night long.
We had a chance to chat with him earlier today. He and Bruce Thornton fittingly out there together. Those two have a mindset, and they talk openly about it, of wanting this season to result in making the NCAA tournament. Trying to get back there for the first time in 3 seasons. Two veteran guys who haven't been on that stage. And that's been their goal since the summer. The work is starting up in front of fans for the first time this week. Thornton fading away and connecting. Pretty shot to begin things for Thornton.
So patient, so poised when he gets inside 15, 10 feet. Able to finish with ease there.
Opposite way, unable to answer there was C.J. Hadnot. This Purdue Fort Wayne team again presents a dynamic guard look. We'll start 3 different guards, rotate him at point guard. Mobley Jr. fading and knocking it down from 3-point range. Buckeye team that hit 8 threes on Monday knocks down their first of the night there. Mobley had 77 threes as a freshman last year. Craig lost it on the baseline. Now here's Tilley's skill set, 7 foot, but as comfortable as can be dribbling up the floor. Takes it all the way and goes coast to coast.
Christoph Tilley, so good in transition, able to get rebounds and run the fast break himself. Did it all himself there for the easy deuce.
Defensively contesting off the high glass. Good shot goes down from Mikhail Stevenson, a 5th-year guard, Fort Wayne native. Tilley, here he is from long distance, rattles it down. A couple of early threes looking comfy for the Buckeyes.
And I know Coach Diebler will be excited about that. He ordered Tilley to shoot more threes in their last game and already showing the range tonight.
Transition opportunity brewing here. Thornton running with Knoll. Thornton will slow it up and cash in from 3. 3rd triple and a 13-2 start for Ohio State in the first not even 3 minutes of this game. Jake Diebler locked in and loving his team start. So is the crowd here in Columbus. Take a look at one of those 3 triples already.
Great defense there from the Buckeyes, and then quickly go into transition. And again, so calm, cool, and collected. Number 2 on white, Bruce Thornton. If you'll give him that 3, he'll take it all night long.
You see where he is now. Most career points in program history. This is 15 through 19 all time. Climbing the lists, could surpass Tony Campbell today, could surpass Gary Bratz today. And you see John Diebler up there at 15.
And most notably, just past former player of the year, Evan Turner.
Yep.
A job well done from Bruce Thornton. If he averages 18 points a year and the Bucks play just over 30 games, he may be the all-time leading scorer in Ohio State history.
26 points on Monday. You see the perfect start so far for Ohio State from the field. Hit 8 threes on 22 attempts against IU Indy. It was a 118-102 victory. Wanted to amp it up on this end in practice yesterday. Struggled defensively down the stretch on Monday. Came away with the win, but of course things to build on. Really closing out hard. Craig, tough shot, deep in the shot clock. Tilley tried to wrap it around, pass intercepted, back comes Hadnot into the open floor, kicks it out, catch and shoot 3. Craig couldn't cash in. Here's the four-time captain, Bruce Thornton. Tilly on the roll, easy finish for the 7-footer.
Great action by the Buckeyes in that secondary fast break there, and Devin Royal making a great decision to find Christoph Tilly.
Buckeyes switching again on this end. Shot goes down from Craig. We talked about how just cohesive this Buckeye group looks, how much they are willing to learn with one another. You can feel it at shoot around, feel it at practice. And seeing it early on both ends. Tilly with the pass back to Mobley, pretty cut. Beautiful pass. Something Purdue Fort Wayne tried to work on stopping, but easier said than done. DeAndre Craig pull up, same spot as last time, couldn't hit it this time. Another one of the transfers, Brandon Knoll from Wright State. Horizon League all-second team. One of the new faces in the starting lineup. 3 new starters, 2 returners. Thornton is one of them. Tilly's one of the new faces. Couldn't hit what would have been the 4th 3 so far for Ohio State. On this end, Joey, what do you feel needs to tighten up from the tail end of the IU Indy game on Monday?
Yeah, just a different sort of basketball game where you don't see that too often as Craig knocks down a 3. The cohesiveness, you mentioned it, offensively, Coach Diebler feels like this Buckeye group is a little, the chemistry's there, they're building it. Defensively, there's a lot still to offer, and it's really just about energy and effort, and they're showcasing it early on tonight.
Feel like offensive chemistry maybe a little ahead of the defensive chemistry right now. Mobley couldn't hit. Purdue Fort Wayne, their program with 4 straight winning seasons. One of the contenders in the Horizon League. Had not, after the pump fake, couldn't hit it. The Mastodons coming off a 90-71 loss to Grand Canyon though on Monday in Phoenix. So a bit of a reeling first game, and now the fade. And a good jumper there from Thornton goes down, just looking so in control and slowed down early. And a 19-7 start. It was originally a 13-2 lead for Ohio State to begin this game.
And now the second straight game before the first media timeout that the Buckeyes are approaching 20 points.
Really keeping everything on the perimeter. Tilly would want to have that one back. Another chance at it for the Mastodons. Thornton there defensively though. Nelson, after the closeout, couldn't cash in. Ivan Niagovin at the scores table for Ohio State. Purdue Fort Wayne with 4 substitutions getting set to check in. That is a long-range 3 from Mobley. About 6 feet, maybe 5 feet behind the three-point line there.
That was deep, and that's been the difference in the ball game in the early going. Mastodons can't buy one from deep, and the Buckeyes seemingly can't miss.
Mobley's got 8 points. He's hit a couple of the threes. 5 of them have gone down so far for Ohio State. Maximus Nelson trying to answer, couldn't. Devin Royal is a guy who you pointed out to me, Joey, will constantly have a height advantage this season. Has one here in the post. Spin move. Got called though. Mobley's got 8 points so far. A couple of threes. Looking good early.
And he's doing a lot of this. If you guard that three-point line, he'll cut back door, and this is his bread and butter. The man's got in the gym range. There's a clear emphasis on having offensive force on that side of the basketball, and Ohio State has been pushing the rock in transition and getting some really good looks and really capitalizing on them as well.
Amari Bynum is checked in for the Buckeyes. Really impressive freshman if you're getting a chance to take a look at him for the first time. Had the switch momentarily there defensively. Gabe Cupps, transfer from Indiana, has also checked in, along with Ivan Niagovin, 7'2" center, Ohio State's tallest player. So we'll get it back here up the turnover. Ibrahim Kaba step out right there. Good freeze frame from our crew. And now Bruce Thornton still in amidst these lineup changes. Mobley's the other player who stayed in for the Buckeyes after those last substitutions. Ball's really popping. That's something they wanted to emphasize in the offseason. More ball movement for Ohio State this year, Joey, as opposed to it sticking like it did last year at times.
Exactly. It's ball movement, it's player movement, and Bruce Thornton's usage was through the roof last year with him handling the ball. This year, there's more cooks in the kitchen, so to speak. A lot of guys that can help the Buckeyes out offensively.
Got a foul on the rebounding action there. Looked like Levine went down. Might be offensive foul called on Ohio State.
Amari Bynum giving a little forearm shiver in the back there. You love the physicality from the freshman, but can't do that.
Nice little pump fake, leaning and pulling. Glass that time was Mikhail Stevenson. Guy who can really get downhill. Speaking of getting downhill, the speed has been on display for Ohio State. Cupps took a tumble along the baseline there. This pace has been so quick for Ohio State. Doesn't matter who grabs it, they're flying up the floor in a hurry. Impressive. It's 77 threes. He's got a couple tonight. You see where he ranked amongst the Big Ten last year in those categories. A Buckeye team that could be one of the better three-point shooting teams in the conference this year. Bruce Thornton's one of the guys who can knock him down too. Speaking of that, right on cue, Mobley hits. I think you saw the graphic.
Way to make us look smart, Junior Mobley Jr. I said it before, he's got in the gym range. He wakes up and brushes his teeth in the morning. He's wide open, ready to shoot, calling for the ball.
Second one he's hit from a few feet behind the three-point line, closing out defensively three-point wise here. But Mosley able to hit it. Really impressive freshman from Chicago. They feel like he has a high ceiling.
Really huge fan of what Mosley brings to the table. He jumped off the screen in my prep watching against the Grand Canyon. Just a freshman, already playing 22 minutes.
Mobley again. Maybe got hit that time. No call. Rebound from Amari Bynum. Another underclassman, just a freshman. Great tools, 6'8", 215. Catch and shoot there from Cupps. Couldn't go down. Double clutching, really good adjustment in the air from Mikhail Stevenson. He's the guy who's going to attack the rim for them.
Yeah, that's his game. He loves to get downhill and work in that mid-range and get around the rim. Really athletic and a really good finisher, as you saw there.
Thornton had enough space to let that fly. Buckeyes are red hot from three right now. His number 6 on the night. Cupps catches the air ball. Bynum's running. Cupps saw him, will opt to pull it up. Interesting with Cupps and Thornton on the floor at the same time. You have two guys who can really manage the point guard spot. Also allows for Thornton to maybe play off the ball at times. Right here.
And that little rub screen there by Bynum. Not necessarily a full-on down screen, but causing enough traffic to release Bruce Thornton for the wide open three. And if you give that man that much space and that much time, he's good as gold from there.
Thornton trying to get out of trouble. Colin White's in the game now for Ohio State. 7 on the shot clock. Tilly took his opportunity. White tried to tap it in. Quick catch and shoot from Craig as Purdue Fort Wayne trying to take what they can get to cut back into this lead. It was a 13-2 start out of the gates for Ohio State. Second home game this week and opening week on Big Ten Network. Tilly and and Bynum, two big guys working out high with each other. Shot clock winding down. One of the only few mistakes there for Ohio State in the early stages of this win.
Yeah, that was the best defensive possession for the Mastodons so far. Great talking. You heard the whole staff engaged and the players on the bench engaged with what they were running. Able to sniff it out, and great hands there to get the steal.
Thornton checks out for the first time, leading all scorers with 12 points in this one. Tyson Chapman got called for the foul right as he checked in for him. And Joey, we saw Bruce Thornton go to the bench there. When you do have that lineup out there with maybe it's Cups, maybe it's Mobley, two guys who could possibly help Thornton to play off the ball a little bit more and kind of lower the usage rate in a good way.
Definitely, and Tyson Chapman returning from injury this year brings another dynamic guard off the bench, where Gabe Cupps is more of that floor general, second coach on the floor. Both great to help Thornton.
Chapman trying to stick with Stevenson on the pullback. Purdue Fort Wayne sticking to their guns with this quick lineup. Head coach John Kaufman, spin move in the lane, and Bynum draws a foul.
A great take by Amari Bynum, who is known for doing this coming out of high school, playing in the paint, playing off of 2 feet, and as the Mastodons get called for a foul, his versatility is going to be such a huge key for this Ohio State team moving forward. The better number one in white plays, the higher the ceiling is raised for this Buckeye team, and he showcased it in the exhibition game that he can shoot it at a high clip. It's just a matter of growing that confidence, and trust me, that guy right there, Jake Diebler, he's got all the confidence in the world in his freshman.
He said that back at media days, and some think that maybe Bynum was maybe the brightest spot in the offseason leading up to start of the regular season earlier this week for Ohio State. Saw him working on his shot earlier today too, hit 7 threes in a row at one point in practice. A lot of potential for the 6'8" freshman from Nebraska. Craig working on Cupps here. Stevenson hit on the last possession, knocks another one down here. Maybe following in the pattern what IU Indy tried to do on Monday against Ohio State, just let them fly.
Stevenson's really starting to get going here. A couple tough layups. Makes that basket look just a bit wider now.
So stay on this end for Ohio State. We'll take a break. 14-point Buckeye lead. Bruce Thornton, their leader, four-time captain's got 12 points. And Buckeyes up 31-17. These two teams on a crash course for a possible Big Ten championship collision. Devin Royal going to work. This is that height advantage you talked about. Kick it out. Mobley, foot might have been on the line. Came up short anyway. So a shot clock violation. Here's John Kaufman, Purdue Fort Wayne head coach. Shoot around today. His energy emblematic and showcasing and going shirtless during the push-ups mid-shoot around today.
And some coaches talk about energy and effort and enthusiasm, and some coaches live it every second. Just being on the phone with him last night, we felt that. But then at shoot around today, it was clear that his team is an embodiment of him, and you're seeing the energy on the court today.
Loves this program. Again, 4 straight winning seasons. Took us back to the day in 2016 when they beat, at the time, #3 Indiana. They were in the Summit League then. It was the highest ranked win ever for a Summit League school. Following year, 2017, they beat Indiana again. Hit 17 threes on the road in Bloomington. So he does know what it's like to get wins against Big Ten opponents. Played Michigan last season, lost in Ann Arbor. So he took away some great lessons for his program from that game. He was telling us the pace they like to play with, which we've seen so far, stemmed a lot from going to Ann Arbor last season, seeing what Dusty May does with getting his guys at the floor so fast. Not necessarily to score, but to get the opponent on their heels. So in the offseason, had his team primarily play with 15-second shot clocks to really speed things up. We've seen it a little bit today. Noel, some good footwork in the paint, couldn't hit. Ibrahim Kaba with the board. Kaba will drop it off to Stevenson. Up to pull it out. 14-point Ohio State lead, under 7 to go in this opening half. Buckeyes again with great perimeter defense, keeping things on the outside. Led to a travel that time.
Back-to-back possessions for the Buckeyes where they have been really engaged on the defensive end, and that's not easy against this Mastodon team who, like you just said, Jason, they play with a lot of pace on that end of the floor, and there's been a lot of switching from the Buckeyes, and Brandon Knoll doing a great job of staying in front of his guy and causing the travel there.
Mobley gave it away there. Stevenson the steal. Had not trailing him. Stevenson takes it all the way, couldn't finish. Now Mobley trying to counter with numbers of his own. Thornton back in the game with his 12 points. Mobley, they call him the sniper out of high school. We've seen why. Tilly the board. That's the height that Coach Diebler wanted to add in the offseason. And Tilly transferred over from Santa Clara, a key part of that.
And really, for my money, the best kept secret in the Big Ten right now. 7 foot and that versatile. People are going to know his name soon enough, Jason.
He played against Ohio State in 2023. Now part of the Buckeyes, and get the foul called there. Schropp might have free throws coming up. Look at John Mobley's day. If you tuned in late, he's been stroking it early.
It's so dangerous coming off ball screens and playing off the ball as well. As you see the perfect back cut and a great find from Tilly. But here's what he's known for. Deep, deep three-point shots. And once he walks in this gym, he's open and he is ready to fire.
Buckeyes return the second most minutes in the conference behind Purdue. And he brings some very, very key minutes back in just his sophomore year. Tilly checks out. Mason Schrout hits the free throw. Purdue Fort Wayne staying within striking distance in the waning minutes of this opening half here in Columbus. Jason Ross Jr., Joey Lane, our outstanding Big Ten Network crew, getting this triple header started here at Value City Arena. A big sense of urgency in practice yesterday, despite it being so early in the year, trying to build off Monday's win. Out of bounds called there. Ball slipped out of the hands of Chapman, who's coming back from injury, missed the majority of the last 2 seasons with knee injuries. All of last year, had 5 points in 5 minutes on Monday in his return. First game since March 26th of 2024. A miscommunication there. Levine trying to find the cutting Maximus Nelson.
Might have gotten away with a little bit of a travel there, but the basketball gods with a little bit of karma as the Buckeyes get it anyway.
The Buckeyes have had some good shooting karma early on in this game. Steal there from Levine, read the cut well, and finishes easily at the other end.
Levine's got a great story coming from Israel, where he played professionally, as well as with the under-18 team for Israel. Coach Kaufman really high on number 15 in black.
He played with the former Michigan Wolverine, Danny Wolf, who's now at the Brooklyn Nets. Another quick drive from Stevenson. Good hit on the adjustment that time. Big rebound from the big man, Ivan Nagovin, 7-2. Didn't play a ton on Monday. The jam from Knoll. First dunk we've seen today off the beautiful cut between the two veteran players.
And that's our first real look at Brandon Knoll and what he brings to this Buckeye team. Plays off others so well and has such a high motor. Great finisher there, as you saw.
And Coach Diebler said he wants ball movement, not a ball dominant offense. We've been seeing the movement early. Catch and shoot, Mobley. 7th three of the night for Ohio State, pouring down.
And that's how the Buckeyes want to play offensively. Quickly move up the floor, play in transition, find open men, and knock down open threes.
Levine, speaking of threes, couldn't hit. A lot of assisted buckets for the Buckeyes on this end. Thornton to that low center of gravity. Lost it. Getting a little sloppy, though, last few possessions, leading to a couple of easy baskets on that end for Purdue Fort Wayne. Mikhail Stevenson, the good finish that time. Nearly another. Mobley recovers. Kicks it over to Thornton. He'll pull. Levine and Knoll got entangled. Going to go off Ohio State last. The Mastodons will get it back.
And here the Buckeyes go in transition. Bruce Thornton, always with his head up, finds the best shooter in the gym in John Mobley Jr. and then finds maybe the best dunker in the gym in Brandon Knoll, who knows exactly what to do with that basketball.
Big Ten play. So you bring in 7-foot-tall Christoph Tilley. Ivan Niagovin, 7'2", stepping into his sophomore year, so his minutes will be expanded. Niagovin out there right now, and then Mari Bynum in his freshman season. Niagovin contesting there. What a great finish from DeAndre Craig. Craig and Stevenson, both with good starts to this game. Combining for 16 of Purdue Fort Wayne's 25. Mobley looking for another three, has 4 already today. Collision down low, foul called. Coming up, stay tuned for the halftime show presented by State Farm. Mike and Sean, great duo in Chicago, getting you caught up on everything around the conference. We have 2 more games coming up after this as well. So Madison next for Wisconsin, Northern Illinois, as Tilley slips along the sideline, couldn't maintain balance. This will go back to Purdue Fort Wayne. UCLA Pepperdine to follow after that. So we'll take you all throughout the night. Columbus to Madison to LA. Thornton was fighting around screens, and there was a moving screen called on D'Angelo Alize.
And that was something the coaches were coming out of that timeout, imploring with the refs to say, watch that moving screen from Big 13. And there you have it right there. Never gets his feet set. It's equally on the guard and the big man in those scenarios to make sure the timing is synced up so that you don't get a foul like that.
And for Ohio State on the bench to let those refs know before coming back from break.
There you see right there another moving screen, but for the Buckeyes, it's so important to finish this half strong, and it really starts with taking care of the turnovers. And you see an illegal screen right there, another turnover, a change of possession. There's been some sloppy, silly turnovers that Coach Jake Diebler is not going to be happy about and will definitely be line item 1 in halftime.
Out of bounds called again on the sideline. Ohio State's closeouts defensively have been so good today. Second one stepping out, that same spot, same corner.
And eventually you got to understand where you are on the floor. A big pet peeve of mine is having that heel out of bounds on that sideline, especially for a guy like Iba there, who's Kaba's such a great shooter, and he only shot 3s. In fact, in the last game, you got to know where you are on the floor.
Would have been a pretty play there had it panned out. Bynum trying to find Mobley.
And now that turnover, a little bit of an aggressive turnover. I don't think, a great idea there in that back cut and pass by Bynum. And that's something that Coach Jake Diebler told us. He's okay with the aggressive turnovers. He likes mistakes when they're made in an aggressive fashion. Some of the other turnovers a little bit sloppy. That one, okay in theory from the head man.
Pump fake from Stevenson, got Mobley in the air, kicked to the same corner. Hadnot is a tough matchup here with Thornton all over him. Somehow was able to still wiggle through the traffic and score it. And all of a sudden, an 11-point game with 1:20 to go in the half. Thornton able to extend the lead right back up to 13. Quick bucket in a flash. The pace that Purdue Fort Wayne wanted to play with today hurts him there. Coach Kaufman also said he wanted his guys to be aggressive offensively. Thornton again in transition, and one this time.
And as good as Bruce Thornton has been from beyond the arc tonight and hitting that mid-range jump shot, he doesn't get enough credit for how physical he is getting downhill in transition right here. Able to use his body, keep his chin on the rim there, finish through the contact, and get 3 points the old-fashioned way. And right here, another example of getting downhill, using his body. He's not the quickest, but he sure as heck is the strongest out there, and does a great job of using those hips, gaining that advantage, and finishing through the contact.
You talked about the Buckeyes taking on Purdue in football tomorrow. Thornton's got the ability to almost look like a running back going through the lane there, but finishes with such grace and control.
And his brother is a very, very good football player. He was at Florida. I'm not sure in this day and age of the transfer portal if he's still there, to be honest. But he's got football in his blood, and he tells me every time I see him, Joey, if I wanted to, I could have been a running back, that's for sure.
Under a minute to go now in this first half. Gabe Cupps get a rebound over to Thornton. Second time we've seen those two on the floor together, and Mobley out there as well. Thornton's feeling it right now, continuing to cook in the lane.
And I talked about finishing the half strong. How about Bruce Thornton finishing the half strong? Give him 7 points on his own there for the Buckeyes. That's what leadership looks like. The Buckeyes were a little bit sluggish there, and now they finally are looking to end on a high note with a bucket first and now a stop to end the half.
As much as you love his new options, the reassurance that you have that guy who can just go get you a bucket. We are seeing it from Bruce Thornton today, 19 points. This team trying to lock in on defense here, which should be the final possession of the half. 6 seconds left in it, around and down. That somehow goes down for Stevenson, and that'll do it for the first half of play. Snaps what was a back-to-back 20-point games to begin the season. Really took control down the stretch, latter stages of the first half. His 26 career games with 20 or more appears to be destined for number 27 tonight. Good idea, inadvertently passed to Stevenson out down low. It's Duffy with a good finish to begin the half for Purdue Fort Wayne.
A good offensive set from the Mastodons coming out of the break, and a great finish using the rim as protection there.
Thornton's liked this matchup against Stevenson, kicks it out. Open three for Tilly. Buckeyes hit 7 trays in the first half. Hit 8 on Monday, showcasing how consistent of a shooting team this could be. Hadnot working against Thornton, tried to kick it out. Cupps there for the steal. Cupps, interestingly, starting the second half. Tilly gonna cross. Only takes 2 strides for him to get to the rim.
I mean, how good is that from your 7-foot center? Taking his man one-on-one from the top of the key and using those long strides. Says he watches a lot of Giannis. There's a little Giannis-like there.
That's basketball in 2025. Get your 7-footer to cross him over, and 1 stride to the rim is all he needed as Duffy dunks it down. Purdue Fort Wayne, credit to them, still, again, right within striking distance, 13-point differential between these two teams as Tilly laces up the shoe.
And it's clear, even in this first minute and a half of the second half, that Ohio State on the offensive end is going to get whatever they want. And the question mark is going to be, can they get stops on defense? And so far, that answer has been no. Got to shore up that end.
Mobley had that rejected by Duffy. By the way, we mentioned Cupps in the lineup to begin this second half in the place of Devin Royal, who's currently on the stationary bike. So we'll keep an eye on the status of Royal, who started the opening half. Cupps, a player who will likely be the backup to Thornton throughout the season. But a little lineup adjustment to begin things here for Coach Diebler. Now Thornton, nice give and go. Tilly on the finish. Looks like those two have been playing together longer than they have.
And it's pretty clear that that pick and roll combination is going to be as deadly as you'll find across the country. That 1-2 punch, as good as it gets.
Mobley trying to fight his way around the screen, sticking with Stevenson. Got his own miss, never hit the rim, put it back up and in.
You do the hard part. You get the good wall up there to force a tough shot, but you got to end possessions with a rebound there and no one around the glass to finish that one.
Nice shovel around. Second dunk of the night for Noel. And that was the mentality defensively in practice yesterday. They did a drill where they put up 2 minutes on the clock, and Coach Diebler wanted 3 stops defensively with 24-second shot clocks for the scout team offense. And it was all about finishing possessions defensively. Right there, able to snag the board. Good aggressive play from Noel on the glass. Crossover from Mobley in tight quarters.
There's that give and go that we talked about where Tilly has the versatility to make those passes himself, but I'm sure he loves receiving them from his point guard as he's able to glide those 2 steps, get him so close to that rim there. And Judy Mobley had Brandon Noel on this same pass of possession before. I'm sure number 14 in white said, hey brother, give me that dime next time down the court.
You saw the guy there that they're missing from this lineup right now in Royal, but Bruce Thornton continues to do his thing down low, finishing amongst the trees.
And I've been so impressed with his finishing so far in this game. He's a great 3-level scorer, and we've seen it all tonight, whether it be the 3-point line, mid-range game, and now finishing around the rim. Just a complete player.
His 27th game with 20 or more points. In the corner, good-looking stroke there for Maximus Nelson. Appleton, Wisconsin native, stretches the floor for them. Took 9 threes on Monday, so that's his role. 14-point game. Another steal for Purdue, Fort Wayne, and Craig can finish. The follow-up tip is down, kind of awkwardly, from Ibrahim Kaba. The stretch of the first half that Ohio State would love to have back was at 1.5 straight turnovers. Similar looking stretch right now where it's been a little sloppy. Mastodons doing a good job of fighting around screens. Tilly with the height advantage on Nelson. Goes cross court to Cup. Cup in the lane. Tilly's already scored 1. Shot clock down to 4. Tilly gets it back. Nice little adjustment, finishing with the left hand.
And another great pass from Judy Mobley Jr., who is proven in the first game with 8 assists. He's just as good of a facilitator as he is a shooter.
Craig going right back at him. Coach Cooper for Purdue Fort Wayne, his mentality was keep them on their heels. Buckeyes battling here, still up 14. Off Tilly's numbers first half and second half so far tonight. Really a challenging player for any opponent to guard, no matter if you have a small lineup against Tilly.
Yeah, just so skilled and able to shoot from 3, put it on the deck, make plays for himself, make plays for others, and all at 7 feet tall. He is a mismatch waiting to happen.
Andre Craig at the free throw line here. 18 points for Purdue Fort Wayne on Monday. Guy who's definitely a candidate to lead them in scoring this year was leading scorer at Denver last season before transferring over. We know John Kaufman's teams are going to bring the energy, bring the juice, and they've done that to stay within striking distance throughout the course of this game. 55-43, 15 minutes to go. Cups trying to battle there with Hadnot, who is defending Cups aggressively. Cups right now in the place of Royal in the lineup. Royal still on the stationary bike at the moment. Cups the guy who's going to compete. When you talk about competitors, his dad has been coaching for 40 years. You see Royal there on the bike. Cups back in his home state where he won his 2021 state title for Centerville High School. Colin White getting some minutes here, 7 on the shot clock. Tilly going to work, staying patient, lost it, another turnover. Another aggressive fast break for Purdue Fort Wayne. Doesn't lead to 2 that time. Cups, nice crossover on Mosley. He'll kick it out. White, good first step himself. Extra pass to Bynum, who's checked in. Still plenty of time on the shot clock. But another turnover. This is becoming a theme right now. Can the Mastodons finish this time? To the line goes Corey Hadnot. They are flying right now and disrupting Ohio State's offense, leading to transition opportunities.
And the Buckeyes doing no favors to themselves here and really shooting themselves in the foot to start this half with the turnovers. Offensively, they can get any look they want on that side of the floor, but they got to get the look. And in order to do that, you can't be handing the ball to the other team, which they've done frequently in the early going, really catapulting Purdue Fort Wayne into really easy looks in transition.
Niagovin's going to check back in, see if Ohio State can make some adjustments. John Mobley, who's been really good, comes back in as well. Slew of new faces on the floor for Purdue Fort Wayne. Mastodons making their push. Important free throw there for Hadnot. Another steal for the Mastodons. Levine this time able to finish. That prompts an Ohio State timeout, and it's a single-digit game. John Kaufman's team picking the passing lanes right now on an extended run. 9-point difference.
Right now for the Buckeyes, when they take care of the ball, they get great looks, and they've been making them. They've made 4 field goals in a row, but they also have 4 turnovers in the last 2.5 minutes. Got to take care of the rock if you want to score.
Bruce Thornton took over tail end of the first half. Just kind of does that there when you need a bucket.
Like you said, Jason, when you need a bucket and you're in one of these spells, give the ball to number 2 and get out of the way. Bruce Thornton doing what he does best.
And Buckeyes had 5 straight turnovers at one point in the first half. Purdue Fort Wayne went on a run, and Bruce Thornton went on a run of his own. Hadnot couldn't hit. Contested threes have not really gone down for the Mastodons tonight. It's when they've been out in the open court off those pick sixes, like we talked about during the commercial break. That has been the name of the game so far as you look at Bruce Thornton finishing.
I've said it once, I'll say it again. He's so great through contact, and one of those guys that really seemingly gets fouled every time he drives to the basket, but because he makes it look so easy, doesn't get all those calls. And now he's got one of his running mates, Devin Royal, back in the game, creating a little bit more space for him. Look for the Buckeyes to go on a run here.
Mobley, couple of dribbles, got that rejected by Kaba. Now back comes Levine. Royal back in the game after he began the half on the stationary bike. He's a starter to begin this one. Royal trying to stick with Stevenson this time. Second opportunity for Purdue Fort Wayne. Looks like there might be a shot clock issue potentially here after that ball was rebounded. It is a shot clock issue. Looks like it froze at 20 seconds.
Off that rebound, shot clock resets to 20. It looks like that's where they'll keep it here, as the Mastodons look to continue to cut in this lead and get it back to single digits.
We've got it set at 27. And we are ready to rock and roll again. Purdue Fort Wayne a chance to cut this to single digits. Duffy not a three-point shooter. Stevenson working in. Nice fade to avoid the tall length there of Niagovin, and makes it a single-digit game. Mobley goes back to work on this end. Bynum ran into Levine, nearly a 10th steal. Would you call this, Joey, aggressive help as we look at the Stevenson bucket defensively, what Purdue Fort Wayne is doing right now? Because we talked about it on film. they aggressively help, but it feels like they're just kind of flying at you and stealing the ball right now whenever they want to.
Yeah, look, there's another turnover for the Buckeyes. Junie Mobley just falling forward, putting the ball on the ground. Can't do that. Yep, it's no secret Purdue Fort Wayne is going to play aggressive. They're going to overhelp. They're going to be in gaps. And if you turn your back as a ball handler, they are coming to find your pocket and pick your pocket. They've done it time in, time again, and at some point the Buckeyes got to realize that from all angles, they're going for steals. They are playing aggressive, and you got to take care of that basketball.
John Kaufman, head coach of Purdue Fort Wayne, told us today, I preach aggressive mistakes, wants to build the trust that allows them to play with freedom on both ends, playing with freedom on both ends right now. And this is the closest Purdue Fort Wayne has been since the opening minutes. Ohio State jumped out to a 13-2 lead in this game, have held a double-digit lead for most of it. But this is trimmed to 7, make it 10 now as the 3 goes down for Royal.
What a big bucket there from Devin Royal. Now playing out on the wing, as he was more of a big man last year for the Buckeyes, and showing his improved quick release from the three-point line.
Ohio State has led the entire way. Big rebound there. Chance to regain the momentum. Nearing the halfway point of this second half, almost another steal. They're looking for it each and every time it's available. Mastodons are sniffing an opportunity defensively. Thornton gonna take and make his third 3, and he's got 26 points.
And the Mastodons love to go under those tough ball screens. Not sure you can go under number 2.
Answer at the other end, opportunity for an old-fashioned three-point play. DeAndre Craig, chance to go to the free throw line and make it a 10-point game again. Royal was able to knock one down coming off being on the training bike. Then Bruce Thornton hit his third. He's got 26. It's an 11-point game. Coach Diebler very well. What is it about his traits that you feel and this staff they're going to lead to success this year?
I just think that he has such a deep appreciation for this Ohio State program, the history, the alumni, and because of that, he will not let this team fail. And I think he proves that day in and day out with his enthusiasm for coaching. And this team that he's put together, they've got a little bit of an uphill battle here so far in the second half, but there's a lot to like about what's happening in Columbus, Ohio.
You've known him since he was 27 years old. He wasn't happy about your food choice today that you chose Panera Bread over his local spot in Columbus, his Chinese spot he wanted you to go to. Just the deck.
Just trying to keep it clean before we're on air today. You don't want any stomach issues. Panera Bread's like running the football.
It was like you're back in Columbus, but you're trying Panera Bread. Speaking of running the football, Bruce Thornton could probably do that for the football team on Saturdays. It's the deck there. He's going to be key down this final stretch.
Yeah, it's such a luxury to have Bruce Thornton as that calming presence for this team. They're going to need him down the stretch, like you said, Jason.
Tilly in the corner. Royal trying to follow it. Timed up that jump so well. And now Cups patiently keeping one foot in there. Still 10 to shoot. Thornton going to drive. What an adjustment in the lane. Able to draw a foul.
And really great patience on that Buckeye possession. 3 or 4 guys could have shot. Maybe you could call it an ill-advised shot, but the ball movement and player movement gets it back to your main man, big bad Bruce Thornton, who's going to head to the line looking for 2 free throws.
See, the free throws, just a ridiculous number. Had to double take looking at it. 53 free throw attempts on Monday against IU Indy. We were fouled 36 times. There wasn't much of a flow to that game, naturally, because of that.
And
Bruce Thornton.
Yeah, it's one thing to get to the line, but to make 40 plus as well, you know, pretty imperative, and this team shoots it well from the charity stripe. And
Thornton taking just what was free throw number 4 of the night right there. So a lot different in terms of the pace of this game. Thornton on his way to a potential 30-point night. He's got a few 30-point games throughout the course of his career.
Looks like another clock issue where Stevenson was letting it roll, and he didn't want the shot clock to start. He didn't want the game clock to start out of that free throw, and refs deemed he did not touch the ball, so they'll reset it back to that 10:44 and 30 seconds on the shot clock.
Cup's getting some good minutes in this second half. Thornton, you wonder if he'll go out again or if you leave him out there the rest of the way. Ohio State up 12 right now with 10 minutes to go. Get a foul called on Cups. He thought it was a bit of a touchy foul. Mobley going to check in. Cups will check out his second.
See Gabe Cups here giving him a little touch on the right shoulder there, and he'll get a much-deserved rest. Great minutes to, spell the little injury scare that Devin Royal had, and Dev is out there right now. Looks to be in a little bit of discomfort still, as it looks like Bruce Thornton's got a little blood on his jersey. This game just has it all right now.
If there's a player in the Big Ten who might get some blood on his jersey every now and then, it's Bruce Thornton.
Yeah, Bruce Thornton, he's not afraid to get in there and get a little messy. And what I love most about these situations is this magic spray that these athletic trainers have.
The secret stuff.
The secret stuff that makes that
stuff?
Blood disappear. The great athletic training staffs for both universities. Looks like Bruce he's ready to roll. It's gone, like it never even happened.
That was our episode of Forensic Files for the day. And now we move on. Ohio State has kept things on the outside of the paint. They defended pretty well. That three off the mark. Levine, the rebound, though. They'll have a chance at free throws.
And that was the second possession that Ohio State went with a little 2-3 zone to try and slow down the Mastodons' downhill attack. And there's two hard things about playing a zone. It's the three-point line and rebounding, where you see right there Levine able to sneak in there to get the O board and gets rewarded with 2 free throws.
Off the mark on the first one. Mentioned the 6'8" forward from Israel. Played with former Michigan Wolverine Danny Wolf on the national team in Israel. Couple of misses there, keeps it a 12-point game. In offense for Ohio State, the mentality is more ball movement this year. Tough three from Royal. That's what they were missing when he was out.
Devin Royal's sophomore to junior year change and impact is going to be astronomical if he can do things like that. Already a versatile player, but showcasing that he can play on the wing, hit threes off the catch and off the dribble.
Duffy dunks it down. Royal worked hard on his shooting in the offseason, hard on his defense as well. One of the 2 returning starters, along with the man who has the ball, Bruce Thornton. Now Tilly going to go to work. Patient offense. Mobley draws the foul. Speaking of tough threes, take a look at Royals again.
And doing such a great job of not settling there, able to step back, create that space, and with his height, he's able to shoot over those defenders. And he made a huge jump from his freshman to sophomore year, and now you see, as you move on to year 3 for Devin Royal, the Columbus product, doing a great job of taking yet another leap, as if you thought that was even possible.
Do you see him playing the 3 for the most part this year, small forward position?
That's what Coach Ziebler said in every interview and every media clip that you see. He is the starting 3-man. Now, the luxury of having a guy like him with his versatility is if Ohio State does want to go small, his bread and butter is at that 4 position. He loves banging down low and rebounding. That's what he brings to the team, is his offensive and defensive rebounding. Totally comfortable playing both roles.
Another former Ohio Mr. Basketball on this roster.
Three of the last 4 on the roster right now.
Stevenson got the pump fake. Levine got up the jumper. Bruce Thornton, the wise vet, so poised in the post. Ow! What a shot there from Thornton. 2 guys on him, doesn't matter.
Need a lot more than 2 guys to stop number 2 in White. He has shown you his whole back tonight can score every which way.
30 points in 30 minutes for Thornton. Nice finish from Duffy underneath. Under 8 to go now. Purdue Fort Wayne staying within that 15-point range. Mobley's got 16 points in 28 minutes. Give him 19. His 5th 3, matching a career high in terms of single-game threes.
And Coach Diebler begging for a foul on that call. Every jump shooter so far for Ohio State is getting a little bit of a love tap. Rightfully so. I'd be trying to stop them anyway. I can also.
Well, they can match that physicality this year with the new size they brought in. Joey, the 3-point party has continued today to hit 8 on Monday, 11 tonight.
As good of a 3-point shooting backcourt as you'll find. We want to do it for Bruce. We want to get him there. And he's had too good of a career individually at Ohio State to not have some team accolades to go along with it. And something tells me this might be the year for him.
A 26-point game and a 30-point game. We're still with 7 minutes to go, by the way. Don't take him potentially amping that 30-point game up to who knows what if he stays in here.
And I think what's so great about Bruce Thornton is somehow, and I think maybe it's because of the lack of team success, so to speak, that Ohio State's had in his few years on campus, he's still underrated. Not enough people are talking about Bruce Thornton somehow, some way.
He's making noise tonight. Another 3! He's got 33 points and 4 triples.
Jason, if no one's going to talk about him, I'm going to talk about him. As good of a point guard as you'll find in the Big Ten and really in the country.
Ties his career high with 33. Battle for the rebound. Thornton right there, right on cue. Not only does he score, gets in the dirty battles on the floor too.
And a great set play coming out of the underneath out of bounds. Devin Royal doing a great job of setting a screen to get that man number 2 in White open, which if you're going to choose one guy to guard, you might want to guard him right now. 33 and counting for Bruce Thornton.
Tied up his career high. Has been locking it down, fighting around screens on this end as well. Got the steal here. Just stripped it away. Had it poked away from behind though. Duffy recovered. Kaba kicks, the floating up, and Duffy hammers it down.
And we talked a lot about the guards for Purdue Fort Wayne, but Duffy, big number 34 in black, has been a great spark in this second half, seemingly dunking everything, and the guards doing a great job of finding him underneath.
He's been perfect from the field, 5 of 5, 10 points. This pace of Purdue Fort Wayne, they're trying to get back to it as time is dwindling on their comeback effort. Under 6 to go now. Well, that's where they've scored most of their points, in transition. Mobley slowing it up on this end. Tilly getting set to check in. Ohio State in the bonus now.
See Bruce Thornton making the cut, and Hadnock doing his best to get physical with Bruce Thornton, try and stop him any way he can. But instead he's going to send him to the free throw line where Thornton's got a chance to set his career high.
A free throw away from doing so.
Surely what we say can't affect what happens, right?
You got one announcer's jinx in the books tonight.
But if you say it before it happens,
then it can't happen.
The elephant in the room, the mastodon in the room.
The mastodon,
bringing it up
prehistoric
right now.
elephant in the room. "33 points for Thornton, and give him a career high 34 tonight. Just an exquisite performance after 26 to open the season. Backs it up with a career high now 34. 5 assists, has been excellent defensively. Give him 35. Thornton checks out, maybe for the last time tonight. Career high 35 points for their 4-time captain. Nobody in the history of the program has done that. Stevenson, nice behind the back pass. Duffy will go to the free throw line. They got Tilly there.
How good is this pass here, playing off of 2 feet? I had an assistant coach, and Buckeye fans will remember him, Coach Chris Gent, Buckeye legend Chris Gent. He was the first coach I ever had that told me the behind the back pass is not showing off. It's an asset to your game, and we worked on it. And you saw right there, there was no other way to make that pass and get it to Duffy that quickly. And Stevenson may have had some Chris Gent in him right there.
It looks good, and it's strategical.
Super strategical.
Tilly went to the bench after that last foul. Niagovin checks back in. 15 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists for Christoph Tilly. Again, when he entered the portal, his first call was to Ohio State, wanted to play in the Big Ten. Their assistant coach, Joel Justice, flew out to Santa Clara where he was playing to have lunch with them. Decision was made pretty quickly. He's going to be, as Joey said, maybe one of the best kept secrets. Perhaps not for long in the Big Ten this year.
And what I loved about our conversation with him was he knows nothing about football, yet couldn't be more excited to be on campus now with the #1 team in the country in his backyard.
He loves the atmosphere on Saturdays in Columbus. It's part of what he was looking for, kind of that big school, big time program type of feel. He came close to making the tournament at Santa Clara, but also hasn't been to the NCAA tournament. 59 starts there in 3 seasons. Put up 26 points on Monday. So they're really good new face for Ohio State this year on that bench.
And the poster child for what Coach Diebler wants this program to be about in this NIL, this transfer portal era. You know, he is that production over that potential that it seems like a lot of programs are leaning on, where it's one thing to get McDonald's All-Americans, that's great, but so many programs are so quick to take that efficient scorer who's been there and done that versus the unknown that might be in a lot of freshmen.
Speaking of freshmen, here's Amari Bynum, but injury behind the play. That's Maximus Nelson who's down. They'll blow it dead here. Let's take a look at what happened, if we can catch it. Some friendly fire inadvertently, an elbow to the head there. Good to see Nelson get up after that. Just going for the rebound in a teammate collision with Stevenson.
There, he's giving us the thumbs up there that, you know, Everyone, when you play a sport like this, as physical as it gets, even if it is friendly fire, your bell gets rung from time to time. And as you see the refs here taking a look to what they're just going to find is that it was friendly fire. But any blow to the head, they are able to go check the monitor and make sure there's no foul play from either party. I think they'll quickly come to a resolution on that one as you get another look here. No shove even from Big Von, as it looks like they'll have to check on the time there as well as play was stopped.
Another timing issue here is what the officials are dealing with at the scores table. Just trying to get things sorted out. Just under 5 to go in the second half. Joey, you enjoying your trip back to Columbus here? Old stomping ground, seeing a lot of familiar faces?
Always great to be back, and this is a program that's so near and dear to my heart. You know, being a former captain, getting to come back.
Shot clock is going to be reset to 27 seconds. It's going to be Ohio State's ball.
As you hear there from the referee, that Ohio State ball, 27 seconds on the shot clock. Being back here, I feel back to 6 or 7 years ago when I was playing, and it's just, I mean, a dream come true for a Buckeye fan like me to get to play here. And as you see some buckets.
Years ago, here's some footage. You getting buckets?
I didn't get the nickname Joey Buckets by accident, Jason, you know. I could stretch the floor a little bit. Stretch the floor. I didn't like to get in the paint too often. You know, I like to say Junie Mobley learned a thing or two from me shooting the ball.
Stroke, you were a fan favorite. Coach Diebler, and you had a little debate earlier on who could hit more threes in a row consecutively. You were pretty confident in that conversation?
I'm always going to take myself. No doubt about it. But in terms of playing head coaches, I'm not sure there's many better than Jake Diebler.
To go back the opposite direction. So you wanted me, after Coach Diebler told you never take a coworker to Panera Bread again in Columbus, you wanted to take me to an Italian spot. What's the Italian spot in Columbus for the people out there?
Oh man, there's so many. I love Cento. Cameron Mitchell's 100th restaurant. It's just overwhelmingly good. That's where when the Lane fam comes to town, we go there.
Joey Buckets, Joey Foodie, back in the saddle tonight in Columbus.
A little less basketball, a little bit more food in my life now.
I love it. But you're still hitting the men's games on Tuesday.
It's
a pretty good game
right.
on Tuesday. Cups driving, he'll kick into the corner. Three goes down for Bynum. Mentioned he's been working hard on that shot. Hit 7 straight earlier today at shoot around. 6'8", 240, can extend the floor. Really bright future and a high ceiling for Mari Bynum. Stevenson pumps, leans, floats, and hits. Wanted a foul, too. Gabe Cupps, one of those former Ohio Mr. Basketballs. Dump it down, a foul called. Nia Govin gonna go to the free throw line when we come back. 19-point lead for the Buckeyes, trying to close it out and improve to 2-0 on the home floor here in Columbus.
Tough mid-range pull-ups, deep threes. He's shown you his whole bag and proving why he was a preseason All Big Ten selection.
Ivan Niagovin, the sophomore, at the free throw line here. Thornton comes back in, thinking maybe he was done for the night. Checked out about the 5-minute mark. Maybe 40 piece potentially.
It is sitting right there for him.
Potential's in the air now that he's back in. Stevenson's got a career high as well. 20 points for Purdue for Dwayne. Into the corner. Nelson, his forte is shooting the 3, but couldn't hit it there. John Mobley got the hot start going for Ohio State tonight. It was a 13-2 lead right out of the gates. At one point in the second half, Mastodons trimmed it to 7. Got an offensive foul called this time on Bynum.
Great job by Maximus. Nelson getting in there and taking the contact and drawing the charge. He's been all over the floor in his minutes tonight, and Bynum just a little too excited to get physical in there and bang down low. Has shown us a lot tonight, though. Lots of potential out of number 1 in white.
Hadnot fading away over the outstretched arm of Niegovan. Niegovan didn't get the block, but affected the shot enough with his height. Thornton, 38 points, and he's too shy of 40.
Good things happen when Bruce Thornton touches the ball. It's not always points, but tonight he's getting them up and putting them down.
It was his 5th three.
Does a great job there of using Big Von's screen, knowing the defender is ready to chase him over the top and bumping it back, using that flare action to get him his 38th point. And he hasn't been the volume shooter that it sometimes takes to get 38 points, doing it in a very efficient manner. Only 3 misses tonight.
I mean, just need to emphasize that. Only 3 misses tonight. Ridiculous. He's perfect from inside of the arc. He checks out here with 38. Matthew Grujicic comes in. First time we've seen him today. Freshman from France, who grew up in Berlin. All smiles for Bruce Thornton with this 38 points on 14 of 17 shooting. 5 of 5 at the line. 38 points in 36 minutes.
And it's so impressive because last year he led the team in scoring, had a high usage rate, as we've touched on tonight. And he's a great player. How much greater can a great player get? And he showcased tonight that he's still adding stuff to his game. Just so impressive. You run out of good things to say about the guy.
Bynum, one of the new faces, helping him out this year. Talked about that usage rate. It never feels as if he's dominating the ball. It feels as if this offense has, for the most part, been in a flow. Thornton just has scored so smoothly and easily within it.
He's the poster child for having quiet eruptions, right? You look up at the scoreboard and go, wow, Bruce has played well tonight. I bet he has 12, 13 points. No, he's got 24. And it's because he's so efficient and because of his mannerisms on the court and how he carries himself, where it's just business as usual for Bruce Thornton each night. He's such a selfless player, but tonight he had to do a lot of it himself, and he's not afraid to do it.
The 5 threes tied a career high. Looks like he should be good to watch his team close this one out. Decent recovery there from Colin White, but not quite in time to avoid getting called for the foul.
And Colin White, another exciting piece to this Ohio State puzzle. As you see again, Bruce Thornton, 38 points, a career high. You know, Colin White, a guy who's been in and out of the lineup with injury issues, hasn't had a chance to really practice full go, but moving forward is going to be such an important piece as a real 3-and-D candidate for this Ohio State team that has a luxury of different wing options, and he seems to be a good fit as well moving forward.
These teams have only met twice. Joey played in one of those games. Ohio State 2-0 all time against Purdue Fort Wayne. So he gets a 3-0 against the Mastodons. Gave a great effort tonight. At one point again cut the lead down to 7. At the time the highest lead had been 17. Now the Buckeyes have ballooned it to 20. Just the first of our triple header tonight. Sending you to Madison next for Wisconsin and Northern Illinois. If you were to build on this game, Joey, watching it back, what is maybe the next step that could be taken? Is the consistency of, I guess, cleaning up, working around the ball screens defensively?
Yeah, there's two things that I think jump out. It's taking care of the basketball on offense, and it's having that aggressiveness that they have on offense on defense.
There he goes down from Grujicic. His first career points. Bench loves it. That's what he could possibly bring to this offense as he continues to grow in his minutes. Wasn't really able to practice with the team until the end of August when he was coming over from overseas, and now he's settled in, because it takes some time when you can't start practicing until August and everyone's been there prior to that throughout the course of the summer. The same story with Ivan Niagovin last year, as coach was telling us, and it just took him some time to settle in. Grujicic speaks 5 languages: German, Serbian, French, Spanish, and English. Well-rounded guy. Just getting his career started. Offensive foul called there, 52 seconds left. Nice poise dribbling from Grujicic this time. Final minute here for the Buckeyes, looking to get to 2-0. Bynum's hit 1-3, hits another, and the bench loves that one just the same. The Buckeyes put up 118 on Monday, 94 points tonight.
And it's so great to see this ball movement and player movement from the guys at the end of the bench, and Amari Bynum, not one of those guys, but gets the reward from some great ball movement and guys that practice so hard, and they work on scout team, and they care so much about the team's success. To get in and get some run here is so important, not only for them in the now, but as their careers continue to grow. And they've really performed here in the last few minutes of this game.
Again, the Buckeyes, you can catch them on Big Ten Plus next against App State. That'll be on Tuesday. For now, they'll celebrate this win, 94-68. Going to close it out on the home floor. Joey, it was a blast, my friend.
Always a pleasure being with you, my friend.